And now, a lot more people can. So let's go. The digital age is waiting.
There's something going around the Gordon home. Good thing Gertrude found Delsum. Now what's going around is 12-hour cough relief. And the giggles. The family that takes Delsum together feels better together.
Some days, you just need it. They can be a memory or a feeling. Comfort. It all starts with Snuggle.
I'm losing weight with the Slim Fast plan.
Wait, stop!
What's going on?
That's the Slim Fast of the 80s. This is today's Slim Fast. We have shakes with 20 grams of protein.
Who knew protein could be so chocolatey?
Ugh, feeling weighed down by a backed up gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut and your mood will follow.
I'm pretty cynical, so I was not really sure what the long-term effect was going to be.
1 year after Erica was left for dead, reporter Jesse Halliday made a house call to Erica's grandparents' house, a checkup of sorts.
With Erica being so young and with her grandparents raising her, and there was so much interest to begin with, we wanted to go back and see how she was doing.
Erica had Jesse at hello. That's all it took for the high-spirited, then 3-year-old to win over the cynical reporter.
Erica was in it from the very beginning. You know, she was trying to write with my pen. She wanted to color on my notebook. I was just struck by her curiosity.
Jesse reported that Erica lost all sight in her right eye. She also had a small scar on her chin where the bullet in her head had exited.
I think people still wonder how she survived. I still wonder how she survived.
Louisville and Erica's family were still consumed by two questions at the heart of it all. Who could commit such a horrifying crime, and would the shooter ever be caught? But Judith Harper had faith all along that justice would be done. Most of all, faith in Detective Arnold. After all, the promise he made to solve the case was to her.
He was going to see that these people were found. If it had just been Aaron, it would have been just maybe another death. But since Erica was involved in that, they wasn't going to let up on it.
Judith didn't know it yet, but down at police headquarters, Detective Arnold was close to getting answers from the men he had been pursuing since their starring roles in the Walgreens video. James Quisenberry, the family friend who'd made the last phone call to Aaron, and Kenneth Williams, who admitted to a witness that he was part of a robbery that turned deadly. Now it was time to bring both men in and interrogate them.
I was a little apprehensive, but not nervous. No butterflies, just because it's something I had planned on and prepared for such a long time.
You were ready.
I was ready.
15 months after the shootings, Quisenberry and Williams voluntarily came down to headquarters. Each knew the other was there.
I wanted them both to understand that if they didn't tell us the truth, the other guy may be.
As a tactic, Detective Arnold even walked Williams past a closed-circuit monitor where he could see Quisenberry in an interview room.
Now he's got time to think, hey, what's Quisenberry telling these detectives? What's he talking about?
Detective Arnold needed both suspects to admit they were in the house when the shootings went down. That would back up murder charges against both of them, no matter who pulled the trigger. Quisenberry was interviewed first. He said he knew nothing about the crime. But as the interrogation wore on, he started blaming the man in the other room.
I want you to tell me why he killed her and how he did it. I wasn't there, but I know he didn't.
But Detective Arnold knew something Quisenberry did not. After Quisenberry's first interview, Rick had scooped up his smoked-down Marlboros for DNA testing. The results were now back, and bingo, they matched a cigarette butt from the crime scene. He claims he wasn't there, but you got DNA that puts him there.
And I collected those cigarette butts, and one of those has your DNA on it. One that has my DNA. One that has your DNA. That's exactly right. See, that's what I'm saying. You were in that house, and that's what I want to know about.
How does he react to being sort of cornered, caught in the lie?
He was backtracking. He was getting scared.
I mean, I never told you that I wasn't. I know. That's my point. I'd be over all the time. That's what I'm saying.
Now, Quisenberry was admitting he had visited his friend Aaron that day, but he insisted he'd left before anyone was shot. Rick sensed that Quisenberry and his story were crumbling, so he went for the jugular, demanding he come clean.
I wonder what you saw inside that house.
And it worked.
I saw him go in there, and I was behind him. Pow, 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 pow. I heard more gunshots.
Him saying he was in that house was critical. That becomes the most important thing he says in the whole statement.
Detective Arnold now had admission number one. The interview nearly over, Quisenberry had a request, one of the strangest Rick had ever heard.
I know this is hard to ask the police. I need to smoke a blunt.
A blunt is a king-sized marijuana cigarette.
I've never been asked that in an interview before.
We can't do that. I can't do that.
Now it was time to interrogate Williams, and he proved to be a tougher nut to crack. First impressions of him.
He's hardcore. He's hardcore to the max.
I did not shoot the baby. I did not do nothing to her. I her baby.
He also denied everything and blamed the man in the other room, Quisenberry.
Did he have a gun?
Yes.
What color was it?
Black.
Williams kept insisting he was not even in the house, but Rick needed to get him inside, as he had with Quisenberry.
I wanted him in the house, not outside by a car, not down the street at the stop sign.
And he needed it fast, although he didn't realize how fast at the time. So you didn't know you were playing beat the clock?
No, no idea at all.
Detective Arnold saw an opening and pounced. First, you'll hear Williams finally admit to coming inside. Then listen closely as Rick asks a rapid-fire follow-up about his location in the house, giving him no chance to think or change his story.
After I heard the gunshot, I ran in there to see what was going on.
What room were you in when that happened?
I was in the back room.
That was music to my ears, hearing him say, I'm in the back room.
Rick had him right where he wanted, inside the house. And none too soon.
You got an attorney now.
An attorney who immediately stopped the interview.
Just under the wire and just in the nick of time.
Detective Arnold placed Williams and Quisenberry under arrest, and then he wasted no time making the one phone call he had waited 15 months to make to Erica's grandmother.
I literally got done going to the bathroom and made that phone call from the bathroom.
What was that making that phone call like?
It was an echo because it was in a bathroom, first of all. It was just a relief. I'd promised Judy Harper, on May the 18th of 2006 that I would get those answers. And now we have.
What'd you think when they told you?
Well, just relieved. I had confidence that they would find him sooner or later because they couldn't get away with it forever.
Williams and Quisenberry would stand trial for the murder of Aaron and the attempted murder of Erica. An eye for an eye, the death penalty hung over both of them.
Coming up, an emotional trial and a little girl who not only survived, but thrived. When Dateline continues.
Trying to control my asthma felt anything but normal. Enough was enough. I talked to an asthma specialist and found out my severe asthma is driven by eosinophils, a type of asthma Nucala can help control. Now, fewer asthma attacks and less oral steroids. That's my new normal with Nucala.
Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for severe eosinophilic asthma. Nucala is not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Talk to your asthma specialist to see if once-monthly Nucala may be right for you. And learn about savings at Nucala.com.
There's more to your life than asthma. Find your new normal with Nucala.
Yes! 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 Bingo! Yes, bingo!
I'll have what she's having.
For this kind of excitement, you need to download Bingo Blitz app. It's free.
Download Bingo Blitz and get excited with awesome bingo rooms, special events, power.
Was little doubt that Quisenberry would be convicted of some crime. He got manslaughter and a maximum 45 years in prison. As for Williams,
we, the jury, find the defendant, Kenneth Williams, guilty
of murder, and then a life sentence with no possibility of parole, spared the death penalty only because one holdout juror would not vote for it. Did you think that he should have gotten the death penalty?
No, I can't go around talking or acting with hate in my heart, because if I do that, then my children, they're going to be thinking it's all right for them to do it.
Rick was gratified that he could make good on his promise to Erica's grandmother, but he also got something back from her.
I drew a lot from Judy's strength because she told me from the get-go that things would work out, and that's a sign of her faith.
Out of the tragedy, the Harper family had pulled together. With her grandparents as her guiding lights, Erica's future looked bright. When I caught up with her, she was a playful 6-year-old. We went to the zoo, where she briefly stopped her fun and games to talk.
They call you the miracle baby. The miracle baby. Why do they call you that?
I'm the special girl.
Special girl? Why are you special?
I know everything.
You know everything? What do you know?
I know about, like, when bananas are rotten, I don't eat them.
You don't eat rotten bananas? What else do you know?
Erica's struggles from the brink of death became blockbuster news in her hometown.
Hi, I'm Erica His.
And the miracle baby became the media celebrity as the familiar face for a community leader's campaign to keep the children of Louisville safe.
Please help us fight crimes against children.
She is still the miracle baby, but she is also a great advocate for fighting crimes against children.
Erica, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse and a teacher.
And why a nurse?
You have to help people.
Erica, come here! Like the nurses and doctors from Kosair Children's Hospital who saved her life.
Oh, we're so glad to see you.
More than 3 years later, they celebrated Erica's recovery.